The stereotype of the Indian heroine was a fair, petite girl. And I did not fit that bracket. So the dusky was always prominent and in bold every time. One of the publication, one tabloid wrote, Bipasha gets fat. And it was in bold letters. What happened was, like, I get a message after signing the film, thinking of your smile. So I was like, why is this person thinking of my smile and what is this message? And I was very young. So I was like, what nonsense is this? Okay, I ignored it. Then after, I didn't answer anything. 3 days later again, thinking of your smile. I used to live with an old auntie and there was a water in a Syntex tank, half Syntex tank. So we had like timings of water and I had a charpai to sleep on. And I remember that fan. I'll never forget this fan. It used to be like move like where I was told by the doctors that you have to sit all your life. You'll not be able to do action. You'll not be able to dance. You have to do knee replacement. They were like, "Hey, porashuna korche na, she's not studying anymore and now she wants to be a model. What kind of a profession is that?" My father also was a little bit scared. 1 year he didn't speak to me.
When she debuted, I think the entire country had rejoiced, but there was a particular section or a community that felt that they were being represented beautifully in Bollywood. That is the Bengalis. Being a Bengali, I've been super proud of Bipasha Basu. But let's admit that her journey has been wonderful, but not a bed of roses. Today, talking about her own journey is Bipasha Basu, joining us for a conversation only on Pinkvilla. I want to start off by asking that you started work at 15. Yeah. And let's talk about the struggle that you went through at that point. When you came to Bombay, there were financial struggles that you were going through. You always wanted to be an independent person. What were the kind of struggles that you had to battle on a daily basis?
Well, the struggle started much later. Like first I won the contest and then I went internationally in December of 1997. No, 1998 Jan, I went for my international and I came third and then I started modeling with the Ford modeling agency in New York. Then I went to Paris. There also I was modeling with Ford agency and they send all their girls to all the different countries and they see where you fit in best. So I did a lot of work there and then I came back to Bombay and I was forgotten. You know, once the contest happens and then there are a few months and everybody had forgotten who I was. You know, it was just like that one day of fanfare. And then I had to I didn't know where to live in Bombay and I lived in a truck driver's colony. I was put up in Kalina East and it was really tough because I come from a family where I was very well protected. Yeah. I had a car, I had driver, I had everything done for me. And then suddenly I was left and I didn't want to tell my parents how I'm living because they would call me back. And my thing was no, I've decided to model and I'm not going to go back right now. So I used to take this one bus. I knew 6 rupees a ticket straight to Churchgate to Farooq Chotia's studio. I used to sit there whole day. He was my only friend. And in the night, even if I had no work, in the night, he would drop me back to my... And he said, why have they put you up here? And he would be very disturbed. I was so young to be put up there. And I used to live with an old auntie and there was a water in a Syntex tank, half Syntex tank. So we had timings of water and I had a charpai to sleep on. And I remember that fan. I'll never forget this fan. It used to be move slowly. I used to just stare at the fan all the time. And I used to pack my dinner at 5 p.m. a packet of vegetarian 7 rupees ka noodles, which was orange in color. Every day I would pick that up and that auntie used to feel so bad for me that she started making rotis and bhaji and she started giving it to me because she really thought, young girl and, and she started giving me food. So yeah, so I'm just saying that looking back, I feel that all that I went through, and then, then things changed. Then I started modeling a lot, and Farooq introduced me to 10 more photographers, and suddenly, immediately, all the brands started coming to me, and I became a very famous model very fast. And I moved because that's the time I had made few friends, and then our individual struggle of being a model, trying to make ends meet. Sometimes, you have to pay rent and everything. Sometimes couple of months though, we used to only eat cornflakes and banana only,
Really?
live on it and save money. And sometimes me and Dino used to share there was this place called Jai Hind. There used to be rice and chapati ka thali, 10 rupees. So I used to eat the rice, he used to eat the chapati, half, 50-50. So it used to be fun, and we used to have these, then we started making a little more money. Then we used to have a gang of 10 people. We used to go to Potpuri in Bandra. And they don't let you sit if you don't order something. So one of us will order one iced tea and 10 of us will sit. And that person who paid was me always. That for that one iced tea.
But Bipasha, what about the rejections that you faced? I know it for a fact, and we have had a conversation, but that was for print once, I remember, that for the longest time people referred to you as dusky, and that was something that bothered you in the beginning, and that is something that happens with, I'm sorry, but till date, it happens to a lot of people. What do you have to say about that? How many times did you hear that, and how many times did you actually voice your opinion on the same?
Well, I used to be more than... I was never not bothered, honestly. But dusky, when it was used for me, it was used in every article. So I used to be thinking that, I'm more than that, just starts with a dusky. Not in a bad connotation. They used to be complimenting me only. I'm thinking, when the country by far and large is dusky, why am I different? That's because the stereotype of the Indian heroine was a fair, petite girl. And I did not fit that bracket. So the dusky was always prominent and in bold every time. After dusky came sexy. So I was like, and people, I've had people interviewing me saying, आपको हमेशा सेक्सी कहा जाता है, आपको कैसा लगता है? And in a sad way, they used to ask me, and my answer used to be that, listen, I'm very happy to be sexy, because without sex appeal, means the person is not attractive. So I would rather be sexy than not sexy. So please call me sexy and don't feel apologetic about it. So I guess that time there were so many double standards.
True.
And stereotypes to break, that whatever I did seemed to be different. But for me, it was the most natural way of being.
But you've always been a fighter, and I have known you as one.
Dangerous.
And you
dangerous.
You are in a very good way. You are dangerous.
Yeah.
I think there was something that dangerous happened to you, which was osteoarthritis, if I'm not wrong, and it had put you under a lot of pressure, and you had come out of it as a victor and not a victim. How difficult was that phase for you?
Now you're reminding me. There was one time when I was really, really hurt, and I let something affect me from the media. Was the time when one of the publication, one tabloid, wrote Bipasha gets fat, and it was in bold letters, and there was a before and after picture of mine, where the after was actually after. It was like not a relevant picture, and I was very upset, but it was a very good awakening for me. So I took it very positively.
What
I did, I turned it around, and I said, yes, if this is my craft, and I'm taking it for granted because I'm getting a lot of work, I'm not looking after my health, I'm falling sick all the time, I do not have the knowledge how to look after my body, and that is the only place I live. If I don't have this body, I have nothing. So that's my journey of an awareness of getting not just fit, just being aware about your health, listening to your body, your mind, all of it. And what people are doing now during the lockdown. I started it like in 2005. Yeah. So, but again, it there had to be a big handicap like osteoarthritis, and at such a young age, where I was told by the doctors that you have to sit all your life, you'll not be able to do action, you'll not be able to dance, you have to do knee replacement. And I didn't listen to them. I instead went to the physiotherapist, and I started training. And that's the best thing that happened to me. So I really thank my handicap of osteoarthritis at an early age, because it only made me stronger. So anytime there's a hurdle in my life, I kind of tide it over by becoming stronger.
Before you started work, actually, you had to face a lot of judgment back home, not from your immediate family, but from your relatives, about what you're going to do, how you're going to make it. Looking at times then to now, when you have made a brand out of yourself, how do you see the change? And do those same relatives come and, give a pat on your back? How do you take that on?
Forget relatives. It's even the business. When you become successful, the world around you changes. And it's so sad. When you look at those people, you feel like, I feel sad for them.
Yeah.
I have encountered it with too many people. That's why I never wanted to be that person, that you have to be the same to everybody. You have to respect the person for the person they are, not just because of the amount they earn or the name that they have. It's very good to appreciate success, but you can't diss people because they have not achieved that, So yeah, absolutely. At like everybody knows me now. And yeah, there were stories like the distant family would ask my mother, because I was a very studious girl and I was going to become, a doctor or an engineer. Yeah, so that was the plan. And they were like, "Hey, porashuna korche na, she's not studying anymore, and now she wants to be a model. What kind of a profession is that?" My father also was a little bit scared. 1 year he didn't speak to me. But then he realized I'm a very responsible girl, and whatever I do, I give it
to. Yeah, and you take responsibility of it.
Yeah. So he came across over that in a year's time. My mother was always very, very encouraging with me. Yeah, but I don't care about those people. People who are like that, like, I don't really care. Like, I tell my mom, I don't even consider them my relatives. So it's fine.
So, today we talk about women's safety, and you have always been a very strong individual. You have been alone, and you have also, fended for yourself. You have protected yourself. Was there any situation where people actually propositioned you and in an uncomfortable way?
Nobody really has propositioned me, but I have had some stupid experience right in the beginning of my career. Where nothing much happened, because I put an end to it very fast, because I'm extremely strict and firm, and I actually get angry, and I'm a full crazy Bangalan when it comes to all kind of I can't tolerate stupidity. So yeah, like I had signed with one production, big producer, where in like couple of days I had the old school film manager that time, very lovely gentleman called Jatin Rajguru. He's been very pivotal in my career also. He's worked a lot with me. What happened was, like, I get a message after signing the film, thinking of your smile. So I was like, why is this person thinking of my smile, and what is this message? And I was very young. So I was like, what nonsense is this? Okay, I ignored it. Then after, I didn't answer anything. 3 days later, again, thinking of your smile. So I called Jatinji. I said, why is he thinking of my smile, this person? Because I met him for like half a second to sign a contract and take a check. How is he thinking of my smile, and why is he sending me this message? So he said, "Aap bhadko mat, main handle karta hoon, bhul jao, something." So what I did, I wanted to forward that message to my friend, and I wrote this XYZ lovely language. C has sent me again a message. What do I do? Not what do I do. See, he sent me a message again, and I forwarded him all the expletives to him only, to the producer. And after that, I laughed so much. I said, okay, my job is done. Because jitni gali deni thi, maine de di. And then I told my manager, he's like, आपने भेज दिया? I said, हाँ. भगवान, ठीक है, okay, no problem. I said, अभी ये check लो, उसको बोलो, मेरे को काम नहीं करना है, पहाड़ में जाए ये लोग. So he went and returned the check, and the person said, no, it's okay. If she doesn't want to work, let her keep the check. So I told Jatin ji that, I am going to break his head. What does he think? Why the hell will I keep the check? For what reason? So whatever, that episode got over. And I met that person on stage for some show after a couple of years. You should have seen. It's a lineup of producer, directors and actors. As I was called, he just went on the corner, ran away literally. So that was funny. Only for me to see and enjoy.
You have been a no-nonsense person, but a no-nonsense person with a heart, and love you for that. And I am so happy that we did this after so long, but this has been worth it. Thank you for doing this.
We're going to talk more often now, and I'm going to do more work, and I'm going to see you more often.